So that leads me to wanting to learn more about regenerative dairy. What does that mean?
Regenerative is about regenerating soil. That simple. Do no harm to that soil. And when we first bought our ranch 32 years ago, we befriended an agronomist that was driving through, and he taught us about organic matter. You want to build that organic matter. So we started paying attention and testing our soils for organic matter. 50% of the organic matter is sequestering carbon, and we're sequestering carbon at a high rate. And we do that by doing no harm, but also feeding that biology. And it's all microbes down there, and all fungi and everything. Everything we do to it is to feed it. We put our compost out there, our nutrient water, which is manure lagoon water. Um, we in our compost itself, it consists of fish waste from the local fisheries. We get wood shavings for bedding for baby calves in maternity barn, and then our manure we get out of the freestall barns, our barns where the cows are in the wintertime. So we compost that and compost, and it just turns into this golden material that's dark, dark, rich, like just wonderful. And we add that to our lands. And the more grass species we are putting in the fields, the more fungi wake up and the more nutrient density you get in the grass species. So we're doing sap analysis on our grasses and getting feedback. And then we're doing raw milk nutrient dense testing on our farms to get feedback. We're not even going out publicly to say that. We want to learn, we want to grow, we want to do better. It's always about doing better tomorrow. So what can we do today? And that is part of regenerative. And the way we rotate our cows through the grasses. So when you have tall grass, it grows, that root system grows underneath. And when we come through and graze that grass, that root system dies off, and that die off is feeding everything and creating the air pockets for the worms and everybody and the fungi and the microbiology just to grow. So what we're finding is fields that we used to irrigate every 10, 15 days. We're now going, every 30 days. We're now going 11, 10, 15 days. Now I said that backwards again. But anyway, we are using less water.
Yeah, yeah.
Water retention rate is high in our soils. It's like chocolate cake, and the sponge just absorbs that water and utilizes it. And then in the wintertime, when everything's wet, our percolation is faster. It's just so interesting the way the soil works perfectly, kind of like the way God made it.
And from if someone was visiting your farm and just kind of taking it all in, what's the difference that you see from 35 years ago before you were applying those practices?
You'll see Roosevelt elk on our farm. You'll see the grass is real green and luscious. And then where it's grazed, it's already growing back rapidly. You'll see clusters of cows and then grass not being grazed. So you'll see a time of rest for the field and then a group of cows and time of rest. So we're allowing that rest, which is great for the soil and the grasses, that it doesn't
Mhm.
get overgrazed. You'll see trees planted in riparian zones. That's one of my favorite areas to go bike riding is our riparian zone and just take a walk.
That's so interesting. Thank you for sharing kind of the details about what it's like to create a healthy dairy farm.